Hi everyone, it's Marieta. Thank you so much for tuning in today's video. I actually want to talk about myself because there are some people who are asking me what's my story, what's my American dream story, and I figured that I haven't provided enough information, so you guys really don't know me that much, especially when it comes to my personal life, my personal story. So I decided to actually disclose some more information about me and why I do what I do, so you guys can get to know me better and then you can understand why I teach what I teach. So first things first, I'm actually immigrant from Slovakia, and you can hear that. There are some people asking me where I'm from, if I'm Russian. No, I'm not Russian. I'm from Slovakia, and I moved to US about 11 years ago. So I obviously still have my accent, and you can hear that I'm obviously European. I came to United States in 2007 with $700 in my pocket. And back then I was actually fresh graduate from law school in Slovakia, but I decided that I need to move to United States because I didn't want to be part of the system, the legal system in Slovakia, which in my opinion wasn't working, and who knows when it's gonna be working. And so I decided to move to United States. I came here with $700 in my pocket. I was waiting tables in a restaurant with the law degree. Later on, I actually changed my status and I became a student, and I first started in English as a second language school where I was preparing for a TOEFL exam that actually helped me to apply and be admitted to university. And I ended up studying at Northwestern University School of Law in Chicago. And after I finished my studies, I relocated to New York where I sat for the bar exam. In order to become licensed attorney, you have to take a bar exam. So I was preparing for the bar exam, and later I became licensed attorney. At that point, I was also looking for employment because my optional practical training was expiring. And so I needed to quickly realize the way how I can stay in this country legally. And because I sent out probably 1,000 resumes per year, back then it was 2010, the market was full of unemployed lawyers, so it was quite challenging for me to get a visa and find employer. And what I mean the visa, I talk about the H-1B visa. And so I realized that my only way is to actually start a business. And so I started my business. I founded international law firm, and I co-founded international law firm. And later on, I had shifted from the general immigration because I started to practice immigration, so I can help other people, other immigrants just like myself. And by the way, I got investor visa. Okay, so that's how I actually legalized my stay. Back then I got the investor visa. And then later I shifted from the general immigration to more specifically towards entrepreneurs, because that is who I am. I'm an entrepreneur, I am immigrant, so the best results I provide to other entrepreneurs. And and I realized that that my passion, my true passion, is to help other entrepreneurs live their American dream. Because one thing is to, move to United States. You can even come here as a tourist, but then you have to change the status. You got to do something with your life, and especially when you start a business, you have to learn how to grow the business, and that is totally different story, different topic. And therefore I chose this niche, a particular niche that is serving other foreign entrepreneurs, because it consists of several stages. One stage is to incorporate your business, or even before we incorporate, you have to have idea what kind of business you want to start. And then you have to incorporate, and then you have to invest your funds, investment funds, and then you actually have to launch the business. You have to start a business. And there are different ways how you can obtain a green card. And so, during these 8 years, this became my specialty. And the reason I'm doing it is, as you can understand, I've been through the same path, and back then nobody would hire me, and nobody would actually advise me, because I know the journey myself, the journey of immigrants, and for me it's a very personal. to be able to take you on as a client because I see myself in you. And so the reason I'm doing it is because it gives me fulfillment to help other people to basically reach the same goals that are actually similar goals that I once had, and be able to do that. It's a joy. And so this is what I do. This is why I'm doing it, and therefore I don't do any other visas, for example H-1B, because I don't personally agree with that visa type. I don't think it's good. I mean, back then, in 2010, in fact, there was an attorney who sponsored me on H-1B, and I filed a petition, but then we got requests for additional evidence, and this attorney disappeared. And this attorney just disappeared out of blue, like he was gone. And I couldn't figure out, actually I couldn't even stay here legally because my status was about to expire, so I have to leave. And I had to leave the country, and then I figured the way that I returned, and therefore I do not promote H-1B because I believe that H-1B is sort of a trap for you. And you know, if you watch my free case study, I use this term. It's a little bit harsh term that I called myself sort of ass kisser. You know, it's a harsh term, but I believe personally, as an entrepreneur, you have these options. You're either going to hustle and you're going to make it happen, and you're not going to kiss anybody's ass, quote unquote, or you're going to kiss the ass, and it's literally, the term is a reflection of what I felt back then, because I would have to literally kiss his ass to be able to get this H-1B visa. And even though I was doing it, it still didn't help me because the guy just vanished. When we got a request for additional evidence, he kept ignoring my calls, my emails and everything. And so I was not able to actually secure my status in the country. And based on that experience, you know, me kissing his ass, quote unquote, even though it's a harsh term, I believe that this is exactly a reflection of how I felt back then. And so if you don't want to be that person, if you want to, you know, take control of your own life, your destiny in the United States, then E2 is way for you. And trust me, I would not be so passionate about it if I haven't gone through that path and the journey myself. So this is me, this is what I do. And yeah, if you have additional questions about my, you know, story and you know, how I got where I got, you know, you can actually maybe read some articles. I was published in Forbes, CBS and other major media, so you could possibly Google those media articles and find those resources online. And I hope that helps. I hope that helps to clarify why I do what I do. If you guys have additional questions, feel free to ask. I'm happy to answer them. Otherwise, subscribe to my channel to receive weekly updates and news, and I'll see you in my next live Q&A or the next video. Bye.